We've spent a lot of time talking about aptitude, but that's only half of the package. In addition to having the skills necessary to be successful in the role, the right individual also needs to want to do the role. Specifically, they need to have the right attitude in addition to the right aptitude. This means that they need to sincerely want to help their team improve and recognize that beyond their own personal career aspirations, this role also has the power to make a significantly positive change in the lives of their teammates. They also need to become genuinely frustrated when they feel that their team isn't being as effective as they could be, and will often take the initiative to try to improve their team's process for the better. Note that this is not the same thing as a team member who frequently points out flaws in how their team operates, or merely states how the team should be working instead. The team member with the right attitude for the Scrum Master role needs to be one who not only shows awareness for opportunities for improvement, but also takes the initiative to try to affect some of those improvements within the team, even if they're not always successful. In fact, an innate resiliency and natural buoyancy to continue to try to bring about positive change in the face of adversity will be incredibly helpful for a Scrum Master trying to retain their initiative in the face of early setbacks throughout the organization. Finally, in the event that the organization has decided to combine the Scrum Master role with the role of another contributor on the team, such as a software engineer or tester, then the successful individual will need to be aware of the extra work that taking on the Scrum Master role will entail in addition to their current role. In particular, this means that the individual is aware that their time will not only be consumed by the time required to facilitate each of the Scrum ceremonies, but they will also need to spend additional time helping the team remove impediments, coaching individual team members as well as the product owner on how they can be more effective within the Scrum framework, and building relationships with the broader organization so the team can be as successful as possible. It's very tough to predict how much additional time each of these responsibilities will add to what is likely to be an already full plate. And it's important to keep in mind that the time required is unlikely to be consistent from sprint to sprint, as it will likely vary wildly depending on factors such as how far along the team is in their adoption of the Scrum framework, what relationship dynamics have emerged both within the team as well as in the team's interaction with a broader organization, and what specific types of impediments the team is encountering in that sprint that must be dealt with. What's important is not that both the individual and the overall organization can predict the specific impact that the Scrum Master role will have on that individual's day-to-day workload, but rather that they both acknowledge that some impact will occur and that both are prepared to adjust their expectations of what the individual will be able to contribute in their other role. Now, ideally, you'll be able to find an individual that fits both the aptitude and the attitude requirement, but that isn't always the case. In the event that you find yourself needing to choose between an individual that possesses the right aptitude for the role or an individual that possesses the right attitude, choose the individual that brings the right attitude to the table. An individual that possesses raw ability and talent but lacks a sincere desire to use these talents to serve in the Scrum Master role is very unlikely to be successful. But on the other hand, an individual with the right attitude can always be taught the specific skills needed to develop the right aptitude, and if the individual already has a strong desire to be successful in their role, then they'll be that much more likely to do so.